and it's recording. Okay, great to have everyone here. And I'm Farah Fuad. I'll be sharing a 1-hour webinar on cover letter, okay? And I'll be sharing screen about what we'll be doing today.
Oh, there we go, we can see it.
Right, and the topic today is what's required to hear you're hired. And a lot of people dread writing resumes, cover letters, and that sort of thing. Yeah, but especially in this pandemic area time, this is actually important because a lot of people are looking for jobs. A lot of people are trying to reinvent themselves. And the nice thing about it is that you'll be able to write a resume about what you've done during the pandemic time. So sometimes people don't know how to sell yourself in a resume or a cover letter. Yeah, so this is something that I think is important. So let's start with what we'll be doing in this 1 hour. So this is session 1 out of 10 sessions. So for this 1 hour webinar, we'll be covering just session 1, your cover letter. Why do you need a cover letter? Format of a cover letter. What goes into your cover letter? And I've got 7 quick tips on this. Skill and will 1. So we're going to be practicing what we're doing today, applying what we've learned. And then we've got skill and will 2. And of course, I'm going to share with you a bonus tip on nailing that interview. Yeah, I hope everyone will be happy with that. Okay. Now, let's say you get a scenario, right? It says, send us your resume or email us your resume by the 20th of this month. It doesn't say cover letter. So should you send a cover letter even if it's not stated in the job ad? Yeah. Can we get some responses? Can you type in the text chat? Should you?
Oops.
Let's see. Yes, Kevin says yes, you should. Anyone says no. Anyone feel that it's just a waste of time? They just want a resume. They didn't ask for a cover letter. So should you send a cover letter if it's not stated?
No, I think you must.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, you say you must. Anyone says no? Yeah? So everyone says yes. Okay. Yeah. Right? And let's see. Never. So who said yes? Ever forget to send it? You should never forget to send it because, look, the cover letter is your first impression towards your potential employer. You know, when you send a resume, it may list all the strengths and abilities that you have, you know, but the cover letter gives your potential employer a first glimpse at your character. And at times, this may be what clinches the employee's preference for you over all other applicants. So yes, it is highly important that you send a cover letter. Unless they say, please send your resume, please do not send a cover letter. We wish not to read your cover letter. Then of course, by all means, don't send a cover letter. Why? Because if you insist on sending, you definitely won't get the job. Why? Because you didn't listen to instruction. So other than that, please do send a cover letter. Yeah? Cover letter is your resume's best friend. So do not send one without the other. Okay? And also your cover letter, your resume is in bullet point. You know, you've got the bullet points. How do you create an engaging story? How do you show them that you're human with just your resume? So that's why your cover letter is your story. Your cover letter is what you can use when you write words that go into sentences, that go into paragraphs, and this cover letter will show the potential employer that you are someone who's gone through some things, who can do this, who has initiative, and all that. So it is important to send your cover letter together with your resume. Yeah. And I find that when you don't send a cover letter, you just send your resume, you're going to lose the opportunity to tell the potential employer your story, your unique personality. Yeah, you lose that opportunity. So why? You need something different than just a resume to show what kind of person you are. So please do take the time, write out your cover letter, personalize it, and send it together with your resume. Okay, all right. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to prove my point. So I'm going to show you on screen. On the left side will be an excerpt of a typical resume of a pricing manager, and on the right will be an excerpt of her cover letter. And then I'd like you to compare and tell me what you feel. Okay, and we're going to share that on screen. Typical resume of a pricing manager. She's listed in bullet point, tender negotiation, pricing, and P&L modeling. So we know she has all three things here. Okay, simple, straight to the point. This is a story that she's telling from her resume. Now I'm going to be sharing her cover letter and see if there's a difference.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if you look at on the left, the tender negotiation is in blue. So she's telling a story here that she has tender negotiation skills. I was actively involved in handling negotiation of tenders, leading a multi-department team, which included operations, production, sales, and pricing. We won over many tenders by creating value of our services and products. She's still telling you that she's got tender negotiation, but in words, she's telling you a lot more, isn't she?
Yeah.
We establish trust with our customers by making our pricing more transparent. She's saying that she's got pricing skills now, pricing experience, making sure that the yields and costs were accurate and having a clear split between costs and margins. Now, tell me in the text chat, or you can just unmute yourself and let me know what is the difference here. How do you see the impact being made by the resume and the cover letter?
Yeah, I think you're on your left-hand side, therefore it's very clinical, right? Pop, pop, pop. This side, yeah. It tells a story. It gives you a more sense of the human side of the individual, where that is just very clinical. Pop, 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 pop.
Exactly, exactly. You're right, Kevin. Yeah. Thank you for that. It's very clinical on the left, and on the right, she's telling you a lot more about herself and how she's done it, leading a multi-department team. She's working not just in her department, successfully working across departments, and that's not easy. You can't do that with a resume. So with a cover letter, this is what you're doing, and this is what gets to the heart and mind of your potential employer. Okay, any questions? This is okay, right?
I think on your right hand side one as well is the word multi-department means that she's working cross-functional. So inherently she should have good interpersonal skills. So on the left hand side it doesn't tell you that, but well, I wouldn't say it's assumption, but that's saying that she can work across departments or stakeholders. So it tells you so much more than the bullet points. Very clever.
Yeah. This is exactly what I'm saying. You can tell a lot more about yourself in a cover letter. Choose the words, find ways to express yourself, to show to the potential employee that you're just more than some bullet point, you know? So why wouldn't you want to send a cover letter then? You know, so this is something very important. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, and let me just check Yes, that's right. Let me just check the chat. Okay. Yes, she's storytelling, giving body to her experience. Exactly. In the cover letter, thank you, Annie. In the cover letter, she's more human. You see, you have this image of her in your mind. And as the potential employee is reading this cover letter, she's thinking of this person, she's putting a face to it, she's putting a body to it. And she's like, oh, okay, oh, wow, she did this. Not just having an experience in a bullet point, she's having a lot more. That's all using a cover letter. Exactly, I mean, it's like having a conversation of telling herself. Yeah, don't highlight keywords because you want to focus on everything, yeah, not just on certain aspects. And then because you don't know which parts of it actually will pull in the potential employer, will leave a mark with the potential employer. So just let it go in a letter, one-page letter, and then let them read all of it, and then they'll go into detail with your resume. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Yes, Sue, it's a good point. Out the keywords, then write a letter. Well, you can, what you can do is highlight the keywords in a separate a letter, like you're preparing for it. Yeah, you're preparing to write your cover letter. And then what you do is take the keywords and then write them out in a letter, go through the introduction, body, and then the conclusion. But don't highlight in the letter itself. Don't use a highlighter or bold it or maybe if you want, you can use italic, but I wouldn't really. I mean, you don't know certain things that about the employer. They might not like it, so just keep it simple. One-page letter, everything on the same font. You know, no particular highlighting. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. So I think I probably misunderstood you. Okay. Right. Now we go on to the format of a cover letter. Yeah, everybody really knows the format. You have introduction, then you have the body, and then you have the conclusion. That's what everybody knows. I'm not saying that no one really knows about it. It's just how you portray or what things you want to put in the introduction, in the body, and in the conclusion. Yeah. Okay. Now, introduction, of course, keep it to just one paragraph. One paragraph introduction is good enough, okay? And in that paragraph, clearly mention 3 things. You can add on things if you want, if you can figure out how to do it well, but these 3 things should be in the introduction, which is name of the person in charge, the position you're applying for, and of course, cite the source of the job announcement, where you found out this announcement. It could be TV, it could be radio, it could be the company website, it could be like, you know, jobstreet.com in Malaysia, you have that. So you have to put all this information in. And please do not use the generic salutation to whom it may concern, because it sounds like you're sending to someone you don't know. You haven't taken initiative to actually find out about who you're going to send the email to, the letter to, the resume to. Yeah, it sounds like you really don't care about it. Like, I don't care. It's gonna find its way to the proper department. Please don't, because it really tells about your character, and you don't want them to think bad about you. You don't want them to think that something is wrong about you. Yeah, please. And also, not the generic salutation of dear sir / madam / miss. Please find out. The typical scenario is usually they tell you, send us your resume, email us your resume to Miss Harwan Singh by certain date. So you already know. Now, if for instance they don't write, they say send it to this email. So they say job at admin department, something like that. Yeah. Okay, you can send it to that email address, but you need to address it to one person. There's got to be a name. So what you do is, this is where you do your research now. You call, you Google, you need to do this. You can't just say, dear sir, madam, well, they didn't tell me, so how am I supposed to know? Call lah, find out lah, Google lah, do the extra legwork or finger work, because it shows your initiative. You can't just let it be like, tak apa, tak kisah, I don't care. you want the job, kan? So you got to show them that you really want the job. How? Show initiative. Call up. Hello. I'm answering the job advert at your company from this website. It doesn't state to whom I should be addressing this email to. I was wondering if you could help me and point out to, is there a specific person, maybe the hiring manager, maybe the human resource manager, has she got a name? Do you know who will be attending to these advertisements? So you find out lah, and then if they tell you that, okay, if they say, no, just address it to the hiring manager, then you say to the hiring manager, because they already said that, kan? So if they give you a name, put the name, okay? Okay? Everything okay? Yeah? Okay. Right. Now I'm going to give you an example, one, to show you how we can put that in a paragraph, yeah, in the introduction. Okay, example 1. Dear Miss Extreme, I'm writing to apply for the position of management trainee. The blue is the name of the person in charge. The green tells you the position you're applying for, as advertised on greatjobs.com, and cite the source of job announcement. You see, sometimes in a company, they are they're trying to hire a lot of people. So human resource nak cari orang, you know, technical department nak cari orang, the IT nak cari orang. So if you don't tell which job, you know, they don't know. They have to read the whole thing, you know. So susah lah. You make the job easy for them. They look, they scan, they buka, they scan. Oh, okay, management training. Okay, send to that department. Yeah, the person who is checking everything will need to put in different trays, right? So make her job easy. Just, I mean, bukannya susah sangat. You're just gonna write which job you want. Yeah, so make it easy. Okay. Let's see. We're going to example 2 now. Dear Encik Hairi Style, as a highly skilled project manager with 11 years of experience, you already put your current position and how many experience you got. Can also, this is another way of writing, no problem. I'm writing to express my interest in the project manager's position as advertised in the company website. Boleh, no problem. You've done all 3. You've addressed the person in charge, you're telling what position you want and where you sourced out the information. Kan senang, all in one sentence, no problem. Example 3, yeah? Dear Cik Membawang, I'm excited to apply for the customer service position in Jom and Jom Enterprise. Job advertisement was published in the Seek Job section of the Moon newspaper on 25th May 2020. Also, listed her name, listed the position you want, and where you found the advertisement. This is basically what you want to do, okay? Right? Okay. Any questions? Okay, can we move on? Right, and let me just check check ni ya. So I selalu buat dulu. So dulu it was okay, you know, to whom it may concern. But I think generally that one falls for junk mail lah. Kalau kita tak tahu kan, we just write junk. Then if the person in charge pun dia tengok kan, we'll go to junk mail. Definitely. The recruiting manager is what I usually put if there's no specific name listed. Yeah. Yes, you can. Especially overseas, they don't list the name of the person in charge. One is maybe because they haven't designated, or they have many people. Ada 2-3 orang that are taking care of this. So they don't just put all the 3 names. So you just designate the recruiting manager, the hiring manager. Sometimes I've read advertisements where they say to the HR department. Pun boleh. Kalau they ask you to address, then that department then you follow the instructions. Remember, you have to read the advertisement instructions properly, yeah? Then you know. Don't just say, oh, Farah said that time she buat, she said, no, you must, no. Read the instructions lah. Then you are well informed. Then you will make mistakes. Okay. Okay, let's check the chat. Check the text chat. Okay. My chat is not coming up. So anyway, tak apa. Now we go to the body of the letter, yeah? Remember, your cover letter, keep it to 1 page. Okay, let me the recruiter's name. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know. I figured that one out. Thank you, Annie. Thank you for explaining to Kevin what Cik Membawang is. Okay, so let's get on to the next part, which is the body. Okay, now keep it between 2 to 3 paragraphs. Why? Because you don't want to tell a whole story. They don't have time. They just want to catch a glimpse. They want to bond a little bit. They want to know a little bit about yourself, not your whole life story. Please don't. Keep it to 1 page. Okay. In these 2 to 3 paragraphs, you have to tell them about the soft skills that you possess. So kalau graduates, apa you buat? You know, you did your internship. So what skills did you have when you came into the company? Or if you tak ada, I'm sure you ada lah. University you dah belajar kan IT or something like that, right? So soft skills that you possess, experiences that are relevant to the position you're applying for. So katalah, yeah, you've done some IT or you've done human resources, you've done payroll. So cakaplah, you dah buat payroll. I've had some experience in payroll while I was at this so company. So it must be relevant to the position you're applying. So kalau you nak apply masuk HR, you are going to HR. This experience, this skill is very important. So why do you want to keep it secret? Tell them so they know. Oh, okay, she's had some experience. Okay, internship, 5 months. She's only had 5 months, but at least she knows. So when you, let's say you get, you send your letter kan, then they see, oh, all right, so I'm not taking someone with 0 experience in HR. They know, you've just told them. So that's what you want, okay? All right, include specific examples. Don't be so general. You must include specific examples to prove your experience and competence. So that's why, kalau you cakap kan, I'm driven. Okay, everyone will say that. 99.9% will say, I'm driven. Show lah how you were driven. Put an example that, you know, I was sent to HR department, but because there was not much, I wasn't given much work, I asked permission to do so and so and so. So you're driven lah, you sanggup, you know, you had initiative. So prove that experience, show that in your cover letter, because this is important, yeah? So next, okay. This is an example of what it is to write about your soft skill study. Write about the relevant position that you're applying for. So kita baca, I developed an interest in what? Food retailing. So this person is obviously sending his resume cover letter to food industry, where my team simulated the launch of a new organic breakfast cereal brand. Okay, so in that project, in this specific project he was doing, my team drafted out a framework to help gather crucial management information. So this is his soft skills. This is examples, how he wants to show that he had experience and competence. During this internship, I have successfully pitched in ideas to sales and marketing. What is the idea? Bagilah example. Jangan just cakap macam tu. Nanti they'll say, oh, what is your idea? She didn't say anything so. Anyone can say that. So now you cakap, put in, using more sustainable and evergreen features, example, sun and water symbols instead of internet memes, which may die out after some time. See, you have provided specific examples to show that you were competent, to show that you had experience, to show that you successfully did this as an intern. That's valuable. That's really valuable, and you need to make sure that they know about this. Yeah. So jangan think that no matter how small it is, Allah, they won't last. So many other people have better. Yeah, but you don't know what they want. You don't know what they're looking for. So these things help them to figure out whether you are suitable for their company or not. Okay? Everyone okay? Let's check. Mana my chat box ni? Okay. All right. Never mind. Tak apa. There. No problem, Sue. Thank you. So let's move on. Okay. Example 2, yeah? Now, example 2 sama juga. I've been working with many teams. So it shows that you can work with different teams. You're okay, you're a team player. Designing mobile application. In my most recent position, I was part of the team that successfully organized and implemented the now widely used Comet Decor. So obviously this Comet Decor app is famous. So you were part of the team that did this. So you need to tell them, yeah, well ahead of the 6-month deadline. So also here, you you're zeroing on the things that you need to show this potential employer that, you know, that team was good. You were given a 6-month deadline, but you, before the 6-month deadline came to, you completely, you finished your project. Yeah, so these are things, nampak kecil, tapi, you know, they're very important. You need to put this in, you need to figure out, yeah, that you need to know that they're important. So, and then she goes on to say, Comet Decor app also won the best user-friendly mobile application in last year's Good Mob competition. This is important. Why? Because the potential employee can easily Google this and find out. You don't know, so it's a competition. Mesti ada. They would have covered it, newspapers or something like that, you know. So put that in, and if you're part of the team, they can also Google and they can prove that you really are a part of the team. Kalau you were not, please don't say that you were. Please don't say that. Okay, and oh, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Let's go to the part. Example 3. Okay. Sorry about that. I kind of clicked too fast. All right, now we're going to example 3. I'm currently an assistant executive with Glambox Enterprise. My present duties include being responsible for all social media accounts of the famous Black Purple band. You can tell it's not Blackpink. I formed a very unique way of doing this, which has proven successful as our engagement numbers have increased by 35%. Also, this shows that you have proven successful. This is something that they can Google and find out, yeah? So this goes towards making you somebody important. All right. Now, conclusion. Also keep it to 1 paragraph only. You don't need to write panjang-panjang. You're concluding the letter. Keep the letter to 1 page. This part, research and show knowledge of company. Many millennials, especially the youngsters sekarang, they don't want to do this. They don't feel that it's important. Why? Because they say everybody knows about this company. It's not important. But this researching and finding knowledge about the company is important. Why? Because it shows the company that you've done your research. Yeah, you've done your research, and it's 99 out of 9% will not do it. Why? Because it's something that, you know, ala lechila, it's not something I want to do. Why should I do this? You know, you are telling the employer that you are showing them that you have something extra about you. Okay, so you really need to figure out how to make yourself unique. So if no one is going to do the research, no one is going to point this out, you need to do it. You need to tell them that, look, I want this job, and I'm showing you that I have initiative. I'm going into your website, looking at what you've done. Probably they've been successful in the past few months. You can find out about this and put it in a way that tells them, I know about your company. I've done research, okay? Mention information that is relevant to you, right? Close with an action statement. That means you need to tell them what you want to do, okay? Tell them that I will be sending my resume, I'm attaching my resume, and I hope to hear from you soon. So that's your action statement. Tell them what you want to do. Sign off respectfully and state your full name. Don't put your manja name, your nickname, put your full name. If it's Ahmad bin Ahmad, put Ahmad bin Ahmad, so they know which Ahmad is this, you know? So sign off respectfully. So this is an example. I would love to contribute and learn more from famous food syndrome Berhad. So you're showing that, okay, I'd like to contribute. I'd like to learn more from your company. Looking at the company's website, you dah masuk into the website. I also believe strongly in its policies of sourcing products from local SMEs. Now you're showing, okay, it was stated in your website that you are sourcing products from local SMEs, which is important. Why? Because this company wants to help the local economy, and you feel the same way. Even if you don't say lah, you feel strongly about their policies. So it tells them that you're aligned. Oh, that's good. Okay, good. And I feel I would benefit from your program. Yeah, you would benefit from the program. Takkan you nak cakap something against it kan? So you figure it out lah. You write something that will definitely attach, endear you to them. I attach my resume. This is your closing with an action statement. I attach my resume for your consideration and hope to hear from you soon, telling them what you would like them to do. Then sign off respectfully and state your full name. Yours sincerely, Aishu. Another name. Okay? Everything all right there? Good. I agree with that point strongly. Which point is that? Which point is that, Amin? All the points? That's good. That's good. Okay, let's.
Farah, sorry, yes. I'd like to contribute.
Yes.
I love that. I love that that example stating that I have looked at the website, and also I share my belief.
Yeah.
That shows of the character, the things that you can't really spell out in writing.
Yeah.
I thought you can't really spell out in writing. Actually, you can.
Yeah.
When you say that you believe in something.
That's
so
right.
I feel for this person. You know, I really like to meet this person.
You
That's
see?
my thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Annie. Thank you very much. Yeah, because you need to show them in words how you are aligned with the company, how the company has done well, how the company is doing good for the nation, for the community, for the world, you know, or the global warming and things like that. You need to show that. So this is one way of doing it, lah. Right? And thank you for sharing, Annie. Thank you. Okay?
You're welcome.
So, okay, moving on.
Yeah, I just got something to add. I mean, this is so interesting. I own my own companies, and when I'm looking, I've got my HR ladies that screen, and I always say, somebody that says they're strategic aligned to my business, you put that in front of me first.
Exactly.
So it's like you're saying, they've gone to the website, they understand my strategy, they understand where my business is going, and if they say they're supporting that, I chuck all the other ones away, and those are the ones I go for.
See?
It's so true.
This is from a business owner. You need to know that they're aligned with your company, that they share your beliefs. So it's easier when you ambil dia masuk your company. You take them in. You don't have to explain to them. You don't have to convert them. You don't have to tell them that you know, this is what you do and stuff like that, because they already believe in your company. They already want to do what you're doing. They want to share with you. Kan? So that's fantastic. Thank you for that, Kevin.
But Farah,
yes.
Sure.
You know, if you are 21-year-old, 22 years old, it's hard to be able to convincingly say, you know, have great passion in your belief and all that, because they themselves are, you know, I'm not quite sure where we're going with this. I'm still learning what is what. I don't even know what sustainable means. So, you know,
it's hard to convince the potential employer. Is that what you're saying?
That's right, because I on LinkedIn, I see a lot of great, highly credible in the sense that they've gone through that educational process to earn their degree in biomechanics or whatever it is. You know, they sound really smart, but they are not able to express themselves. Well, one is communication skills, but the other really is the depth of the knowledge beyond what they studied. So I think there's that gap also that you know, recruiters, business owners, when they hire, they need to be able to understand that, well, I've got my responsibility to also guide this person towards that level of maturity. Can?
Yeah, that's true. That's so very true, Annie. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know, yes, receiving resumes from 21, 22-year-old, it's difficult for you to gauge whether they're aligned with you or they have that maturity. At 21, 22, you know already the maturity is growing, building, yeah? But that's why, as a 21, 22, a youngster, a millennial, you need to find words, you need to find experiences, skills to prove to that potential employer why you are going to be good for their company. You're selling yourself. So find ways to do it. If you can't, you know, that's why go through Google, what your research, find out how you can do this, how you can make an impact in your cover letter. What sets you apart from all those other people? It's important for you to do your work. You can't just, you know, I need a job. So jawab aja, I'm just going to answer all resumes. I'm just going to do this. You need to figure out how you're going to put yourself as a unique person. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Annie. So the thing is, as a person looking for a job, you need to find out and you need to push yourself to do the best that you can. Yeah. I mean, you know, saying it and actually doing it are two different things, but well, I hope they get that. I hope they understand that they need to do this for themselves. Okay, I've got a question in the text. Sorry? Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, again, you know, I'm speaking now from a business owner perspective, and about 2 months ago, the one thing that caught me, and I actually employed the person, was that they told me that they've joined this membership. It's on a project management. So they've joined the Project Management Institute as a member. They're part of this group on LinkedIn. So okay, so are you interacting with peers on LinkedIn? You're a member of the PMI. You're 23 years old. Guess what? You're already been coached by somebody else. You've taken that initiative, and I like that.
Yes.
Okay, now, well, you're a member of places, so you've actually got the initiative to go learn from somebody else.
Exactly.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's really good point, Kevin.
Yeah, this shows the potential employer. Yes, these are the things that you need to do. And some people, I mean, my son, for instance, he didn't know about LinkedIn. You know, he just graduated. He didn't know about LinkedIn. When I told him, he says, "Oh, okay." You see, the initiative. They don't have it.
You got to be on LinkedIn. Yeah,
exactly.
You got to be there. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And you must have joined every group and every talk and webinars that you've joined in the whole tutor. And you just say that somewhere in this, I'll tell you what, I'll employ you.
You're right. And also in this pandemic era, you know, there's so many free webinars, there's so many coaching. Yeah. Tell them in your resume, you check out, I've followed these webinars. And then if you really followed, when they ask you, you can talk about it. So it's proof. See? Yeah. Yeah, I have someone here, Natasha Ford. Yes. Miss Natasha, you want to share something with us?
Yeah, I'm speaking from a perspective of a candidate and as well as an employer. I work for an international company.
Okay.
And I've had to go through many hundreds of resumes when I was employing people, hiring people.
Right.
And read those with a cover letter that pops up. I love reading stories. I mean, who doesn't love a good story?
Exactly.
And resume tells you something about the person rather than just a flat point form. Sorry, reading a cover letter tells you about the person rather than just a flat point form resume. I mean, of course, you don't want pages and pages and pages of resume. Resume should be short, concise, and point form. That's what a resume is. But the cover letter tells the person reading it a story about yourself, how passionate you are. You took the time to write cover letters. Not many people do that. So that's for I go through hundreds of resumes for the positions that I'm hiring, and those with cover letter, I would most likely call the person in for an interview. I'm not saying I'll hire the person, but at least get through the second step.
Right. So you're putting your foot in the door, and that's what you want. Just get one foot dulu, and then you go for the interview, and don't mess it up. Work for it. You know, figure out how to ace that as well. But at least you've got that interview. You know how many hundreds of people send their resume, and you know it gets chucked out. So, fantastic. Thank you for that, Miss Natasha. Someone experienced telling us from her point of view how important a cover letter is. Yeah. Okay, let
can
me
I
just
share
read.
a story? One
Yes,
more
please,
story. I'm
please,
sorry.
please do, Annie.
I've heard of this story. I was just talking to some friends the other day, and she said, you know, this morning I got a bar of chocolate in my courier to me, and that because she has to sign it off, right? So it actually landed on her table, and it's actually an application for a job. It came with a resume, a cover letter, okay, just fair, but it actually comes with a bar of chocolate. So she said, what do I do with this? You know, you can do whatever you want. You can eat it, or you can just throw it away. But really, that's really very clever of trying to attract a recruiter's attention and opening that person's mail out of hundreds of emails or mails that comes through her desk on a daily basis. So I thought people are getting very creative. You know, creativity is really the mother of invention.
Right. Thank you for that, Annie. Yeah, there's so many ways of getting creative. You know, you need to find a way that puts yourself out there. You know, so that's important. Yeah. And I'd like to read from Encik Amin's sharing here. My wife landed a job that wasn't advertised based on her experience because she read up about the company prior to the interview, and it was the only one that had mentioned about the company from all the candidates that attended the interview session. She was going for an open interview for some position, but landed with a position that wasn't advertised. Why? Because she took initiative to do something more, to do something extra. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. We've got 7 quick tips, and we're just going to go through this quickly because we've actually covered it all.
Farah, while you're just loading that up,
yes.
Is it okay to if a person puts a photograph of themselves on the cover letter? What is your view on that?
I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Well, you can. It doesn't really. Well, usually the resume has a picture of you. I mean, in Malaysian's standard, they'll put a picture on the resume. Yeah, and well, if you want, you can. I don't think that will damage your cover letter. Maybe because you want to kind of zero in on that picture. So when they're reading, they see you and they have this image in their mind. That's okay. I think it shouldn't be something that would be damaging to the cover letter. But then again, then again, you know, you've already got a picture. If the resume is attached together with the cover letter, kind of like a double thing, you know. I don't know. I would.
But if you're handsome like me, you want to put many pictures.
I guess so, Gavin. Yeah. But then, yeah, you can. I mean, it's really, if you're really that good looking, I guess it won't harm anyone. But listen to the instruction. If they've actually told you how to do it, then just follow the instruction. You don't want to make it too obvious that you're so desperate for the job. Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. I mean, okay. So we're going to move on. So address the person in charge by name. All right. And then we're going to quote the job or the position you're applying for. Keep self-introduction brief. Highlight all key achievements in relation. Highlight here does not mean you take the highlighter lah. You just you write the most important achievements that you have in relation to the position you're applying. Yeah. Okay. And then the next one will be keep length of cover letter to 1 page only, please. Check for spelling and grammar errors. There's so many apps out there that help you with spelling and grammar errors, especially the company name. Yeah, do not misspell the company name. Do not put a different company name because you're definitely going to show a different side of you that they don't want to see. And check for overall good and smudge-free appearance. Sometimes you write and then you pass it to another friend to read and pass it to your mom, your dad, and whoever you have. And then by the time you get it, there'll be smudges, and then you feel that tak apalah, you just send it. But now it's email kan. But if you do use snail mail, please make sure it's smudge free. Okay. All right. Now, skill and will. We're going to do this quickly, and just tell me, shout it out, unmute yourself, and tell me if there are any error or errors in the introduction section of this excerpt. sorry. Let's get back to, saw that.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Did you catch it? Any
I'm
mistake?
writing to apply.
Done? Can anyone figure out? I'm going to give you a hint. There are 2 errors.
Okay, I'm looking. Dear sir, I don't know, okay. I've got my 7-year-old next to me telling me when he's picking up the errors. No, shut up.
Oh, Cade, you're doing a good job, Cade.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
And
see,
Chairman got
he's
it.
7 years old and I'm teaching him.
Yeah, and Chairman got it. Mistake number 1, dear sir, correct. And mistake number 2,
Yeah.
no position mentioned. Fantastic, Chairman.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, and no position mentioned.
Yeah.
You have to remember that
Yeah.
you need to address a particular name and tell them which position that you're applying for. Okay. Now, skill and will 2, same thing.
Farah, sorry,
Yes.
I saw another one that I didn't quite like.
Okay.
No, not quite like lah. I mean,
Yeah.
very upfront. She
Uh-huh.
says that this will provide a platform for me to excel. So as an employer, it is
Yeah.
not my responsibility to provide a platform for you to excel. What I would love is that the second para comes up first. I am
Right.
passionate about what you stand for. Look at that.
Yeah.
That should come up first.
Yeah.
I
That's
saw
great.
that.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Annie. That's right. You need to know how to rephrase or phrase your words and sentences so that it shows that you're giving the initiative, that you want to do certain things. Yeah, not that the company has to provide you with something. If they don't provide you with something, I can't do it. You can't. I mean, it's going to be a negative on your part. Okay. Thank you for that, Annie. And also. So, ada nampak tak any errors here? Have you identified any errors? I'm gonna give you a hint. 2 mistakes as well.
Look, from my side, I don't like acronyms. I don't know what SB means, but anyway, that's me.
Oh, okay. That's Ms. Sandra Marhan. I mean, it's a company.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, private limited. Okay. Okay, we'll go through this.
Well, it doesn't show which job it is.
There's another
It
part.
doesn't tell me which job it is. I don't know for which job it is.
This is in the body section of the cover letter. Okay, I've long been an admirer of Farm Foods in Jammerhat and your continued commitment to excellence. You will find me to be committed, driven, and ready to go to the extra mile, and I will definitely be an asset to your company. Yours aspiringly, Go Be Gur. Let's see the answer. It wasn't Farm Foods, it was Famous Foods. So he got the company name wrong. And the ones in green, it's actually a very cliched way of concluding your letter. You will find me to be committed, driven. Everybody's going to say that. So don't. Just simple. I've been an admirer, and tell them how you want to learn from them and how they've actually done well. And end it in a very simple way. Yours aspiringly? No, that's not something you want to do. Yours sincerely, yours truthfully, respectfully yours, that's something you want to do. Yeah? Wrong company name, definitely. Yes, that's right, no personal experience mentioned. You see, I'm driven, I'm committed. How are you driven? How are you committed? Everyone will say that, I'm honest, I'm this, I'm that. Macam mana? So don't give this kind of cliched conclusion, yeah? Yeah, the company name. Okay.
But Farah, I
Yes,
thought
yes.
aspiringly was quite different. Or
It,
yours excitedly, I would like, well,
yeah,
this person can
it's
be quite,
yeah, and I think to me it's kind of like overkill, you know. Yours
yeah, okay.
aspiringly, yours excited.
Yeah,
Kan macam
yeah.
overkill lah. I mean, relax.
Yeah.
We know you're
Chill lah.
we know you're excited. We know you wanted this. Yeah, let's keep it
Right.
simple lah. Keep it simple. Everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
do that.
Get it.
Relax. Yeah. Okay. Now the bonus tip for nailing that interview. Usually, after you've attended the interview, kan nanti they ask you all sorts of questions, then you have to answer. Okay. Now, before the end of the interview, they will tell you, the panel will tell you, all right, we've come to the end of the interview. What is the one thing they will say? Do you know? Just before they end it. Anyone want to take a guess? No? Okay. Usually, what the panel will say is, have you any questions for us?
Oh, yeah.
Now they're going to ask you to ask them a question. And what do 99.9% of the applicants jawab? What will they say? No, we don't have a question. Why? Because you just want to get out of there. You've messed up, or you think you've done well, and you say like, exactly, Annie, no, I have no question. Nothing. And I say, thank you, and then you leave. That's the worst thing you can do. Why? Because 99.9% of the applicants are not going to ask a question. They're not going to ask a question. So you be that 1% who will ask a question, or that 0.1% that will ask a question. Now, because bila you ask a question, they're going to be like, oh, dia nak tanya kita soalan. He's going to ask me a question. Then you say, do you have any questions for us? And then you say, yes, I do. Then they say, oh, he's going to ask this question, she's going to ask this question. Then they're going to know, what question is she going to ask? Huh? What is it that she wants to know? And you know what? Let's say the applicants, they ask a question. You know what the millennials are going to ask? They're going to say, what's my salary? Do I have overtime?
Yeah, how much money?
How much, exactly. How much money am I going to make?
Yeah.
Please.
Can I work 3 days a week?
Right. No. That's not the question you're going to ask. You haven't been offered the position yet. Why you want to ask your salary? Yeah. You should be happy that they're going to give you the job. Don't care if they pay you peanuts. You're going to get a job. Don't ask that. So what question are you going to ask? How are you going to answer that question when they ask you can? When you ask this question, you are going to throw it back at them. Why you tak payah jawab what? Because you ask a question that they will ask you to answer, susah lah. Kan? You don't want to answer any more questions. You want to show that you're unique, that you ask a question that not everyone will ask. Is there anything about my resume that concerns the panel? Then they're going to say, oh, they're going to look through, then they say, no, nothing. At least, you know what you've done? You've put a mark in their minds that you asked a question. And that's what you want. You want to leave a mark, a small indelible mark. Tak apa. You asked a question that is considered intelligent, that shows that you're worried about your resume, you're worried about your performance, the document that you sent. And then they probably say, oh yeah, okay, this part, about your resume, I don't quite like it. And then you can say, okay, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you for that. I will improve on that. And that's it. Say thank you. They say thank you. And you walk out the door. When you walk out the door, you know what the panel is highly likely what they're going to do? They're going to say, wow, she asked us a question and not about what's my salary? Can I work 3 days? Do I get overtime? This question really tells them that you are concerned about what you're presenting to them. So this is something you must really take note. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Oh, sorry. One of the things that I've had, this is brilliant. I haven't seen this yet. Nobody's asked me that.
Yeah.
I've had somebody asking me about 3 or 4 questions about my website, but very focused on my strategy. I see, you're talking about how caring you are for your clients.
Yeah.
What do you mean about that? What tactics do you apply? And I'm like going, He's asking all the right questions. You know, he's asking stuff about my strategy, where I'm taking my business.
That's good.
And that was really nice. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, but that's because they've actually gone into the website and they're particular. They know they want to know. You know, they want to show you that they know what you're doing. So that's also good.
Exactly.
But if you don't, but if you come from someone like Annie says at 21, 22, you don't really know. I mean, you want to show that you're different. This question is good enough because it tells the panel that you're concerned. You see, don't ask questions about your salary, please, lah. I mean, it's not a really good point from where you're standing. You know, show them that you're different from all other applicants. Yeah. Yes, that's a very powerful question. I would ask, can I buy you lunch? Yeah, thank you, Annie. So that's about all. We've come to the end of our webinar, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending. And if you have any further clarification, you want to share something, or you want to ask further, you can get in touch with me with what's on the screen, my email and my phone number. Yeah. And once again, thank you very much for spending 1 hour with me. And I hope that you've been able to enrich and enlighten yourself about some things that I've shared with you. All right, thank you. And have a good day and keep safe and be blessed. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done. It was very interesting. Good stuff. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, take care, everyone.
Okay,
bye-bye.
I'm hopping onto the next Zoom now.
Okay, same here, same here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.